going on, my fellow Masketeers? Welcome back to another episode, and today we are here to talk about Transformers: Rise of the Beast, the seventh movie in the Transformer franchise, but it is technically the sequel to Bumblebee from 2018, and Bumblebee is a prequel to the original Michael Bay movies, but then it's kind of not a prequel because it's set in its own weird little pocket universe. Basically, this whole franchise is just a mess. That's the short version of it. It's a weird jumbled up jigsaw puzzle that nobody can really solve. Bumblebee is meant to be a prequel, but at the same time meant to kind of kick off its own little universe. So they were just trying to find out if they could still keep this Transformers thing going away from Michael Bay. But funny enough, Michael Bay is the producer in this one, so I don't even know how it's going on. Anyway, I digress. Let me get back to this movie. Right, Rise of the Beast, we see that it starts off with Optimus Primal. Well, he's not even Optimus Primal yet. He's just, I guess, Optimus, and Unicron is after the key, and essentially the key would allow Unicron access to any place and time in space so that he can consume planets. And for those of you that don't know who Unicron is basically the Transformers equivalent to a Galactus, a massive orbital transformer that each planet is survive. So with that being said, Unicron wants the key. The key, what is it? It's like the hyperspace drive. It's the MacGuffin of the movie. It just does what the movie needs it to do. But supposedly, it even affects time and space. Yeah, there's a lot going on. This is one thing which I will say about this movie. This movie doesn't try to be too deep. It doesn't try to make the plot overly complicated like the previous Transformers movies. This one is a basic fetch quest. We need the thing to stop the bad guys. Oh wait, the thing has been broken in two. We now need to go to two different locations to find the thing, put it together, and then use it to stop the bad guy. So we have Optimus where the Transformers are stuck on Earth, and this was only supposed to be a pit stop for them. They were just meant to stop, refuel, and go right back to Cybertron to continue the war. But unfortunately for them, that didn't go according to plan, and they've been stuck on Earth for all these years. And this hyper key is their way back. It will allow them to go back to Cybertron. Now we have the human characters, because like always, there has to be humans. But I will say this, the human characters are probably the best that we've had in a very long time. Because for me, only Shia LaBeouf was banging. After that, it just went downhill. I don't want to hear it. Mark Wahlberg, he might be a good guy, but again, I like Mark as a person. As a person, great, fantastic, can't fault him. Some of these acting roles, nah, it ain't it, Mark. Love you though, but no. Anyway, with this one, the human characters, really and truly, it's only two. They decided, we're just gonna scale everything down and just make it really simple. So we got Noah, right? And Noah is played by Anthony Ramos. He's like an ex-military electronics expert. With him, his character, I really liked because he's down on his luck. He went to the military, but unfortunately, his military career isn't really the best. And it was because he had to leave due to the fact that he's got a sick brother. And his brother happens to have sickle cell. With him coming out of the military and him going back to regular life, like most soldiers, and because this film as well is based in 1996, you already know it's peak. He can't get a job, brother can't get seen by doctors because, again, America, capitalism. If you ain't got no insurance, boy, you're dead on these streets. Don't even bother coming in. He needs money, they don't have money, his brother needs to get seen. Unfortunately, that can't be done. The only way that they can even be seen is if an emergency. So his brother needs to be on death's door. That sickle cell needs to put this man into a coma before they might even see him. So he's trying to find employment. That's not going too well. And then he basically decides, you know what? I tried to do it the legal way, but the system ain't really for me. We're going to have to go down the illegal means. And that's where he basically decides that he's actually going to do a little job with his friend Reek, who is played by Toby Enigwe. I really love Toby. He does a job with Reek to go and steal a car, but the car that he steals, there's more to the eye. Did you get it? Did you get it? I'm sure you got it. The second person is Elena. Now, Elena, she's an archaeologist, or she's a trainee archaeologist or artifact researcher. It's her job to find a whole bunch of relics, carbon date them, and determine where they came from. She happens to find an artifact that they first believe could either be from Egypt or could be from Kush. When she does more research, research, finds out, nah, the artifact is even older than that, and the writing aren't hieroglyphic. So you know what that means? That means some Transformers was out here messing with the past, as usual. That's the groundwork for the film. I won't give too much away because I want people to actually go watch it, enjoy it for themselves. How did I feel about the film personally? I felt that the film was okay. I think it was a decent film. I think, to be honest with you, the only problem that lies with this film, because it's connected to the previous franchise in some ways, that's what just makes this film a mess for me, because the timelines don't really make that much sense. And so if you try to think about it too hard, you will lose brain cells. So don't do that. If you look at this film just as what it is, it's a very simple story and it works. You're just here for the action, you're here for the Transformers, for the Decepticons, and then you're also going to be here for the freaking new people. Oh my goodness, why have I even forgotten what they're called? Because literally, I grew up watching Beast Wars. This is disrespectful on my part. I should never do these guys wrong. The Maximals, that's it. Yeah, so there's the Predacons and then there's the Maximals. Now, the Maximals, like I said, they're led by Optimus Primal, who's supposed to be a descendant of Optimus Prime, right? So he's from the future. But it's weird because the planet that they come from is not Cybertron. So again, I don't know if at some point Autobots and the Decepticons leave Cybertron, find a new world, and then they settle there, because I don't even understand how they're animals. In Beast Wars, the show, it explains it, but in the movie, they're already just animals. Are there alien gorillas on other planets and cheetahs and hawks? But like I said, you're not supposed to think about this too much. You're just meant to shut your brain off and go along for the ride. With that being said, I will say that for me, I was not feeling this version of Optimus. I can't lie. This is more of like a broken Optimus. He's tired, but he ain't my Optimus. Now, don't get me wrong, yeah? I was never a big fan of Michael Bay's version of Optimus towards the end. But in the beginning, like in Transformers 1 and in Transformers 2, I really liked Optimus. But this man could throw hands. Whenever Optimus came on the scene, yeah, he was getting busy. Like, he was the one that shifted the tide of the battle. I can't lie to you. This Optimus, he's getting mini rock every time. Now, don't get me wrong. They did say because of the power that Unicron has given the Predacons, it makes them almost, right? Almost invincible. I can't lie to you. A lot of what was happening, nah, Optimus was just getting beaten, just getting his ass handed to him on a constant basis. And for me, I feel like that's what kind of took it away from him, because I thought to myself, okay, cool. I don't mind Optimus not being able to beat him because this guy is too strong. But I just felt that whenever Optimus faced Predacons, he wasn't getting busy. He just wasn't getting busy. Like, he was literally forever on the losing end. I get it. If you make villain too weak, it doesn't really raise the stakes. But at the same time, you can't make your hero just look incompetent. And for me, that's what Optimus felt like. He was out here talking a lot of game. He was just getting beaten every single time. So a part of me was just thinking to myself, I get that you're quote unquote meant to be on the losing end, but you ain't gotta lose this bad, you know? Like, you gotta allow yourself to get beaten like this. Again, like I said, that was just like my own personal thing. I just felt that Optimus was out here getting mini rocked a bit too much. Now, the other thing which I felt was somewhat of a detractor from the film, I didn't actually understand how certain things started happening towards the end. Without giving too much away, right? These guys are supposed to be quote unquote unstoppable. But at the end, I feel like the film just forgot that, because they made it clear how they got these abilities and why they are as strong as they are. But then at a certain point, it was just gone. The plot needed them to have crazy plot armor. And then towards the end, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, they have to, get beaten. So the plot armor is gone now. And I was thinking to myself, like, how and when did this happen? Why is all of these things now working when before it wasn't working? Real big gripe in terms of the consistency of the film. One thing which I really did like, it was Mirage, which was voiced by Pete Davidson. That was surprising to me. Honestly, Pete Davidson did a really good job. I can't even lie about that. I didn't even know it was Pete until afterwards. Mirage and Noah, I liked their dynamic and I liked their chemistry. It was very reminiscent of Bumblebee and Shia LaBeouf's character in the first Transformers. But here, their dynamic is even better, because whereas in Transformers 1, Bumblebee, warrior, seasoned, Shia LaBeouf is just a kid, so he's not built for this kind of world. So it was just fun to see him running around and trying to stay alive as Bumblebee was keeping him alive. So whereas in this dynamic with Noah and Mirage, because Noah is is ex-military. He's more competent, and he's actually not just, oh, I need to get saved. It's like, I can help, even though, you know, going up against massive robots, I don't know how much help he can be. He got heart, and that's the one thing I'll give him. Noah got heart out here. With that being said, my verdict for the film, I'm gonna give Transformers Rise of the Beasts a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was a decent film. I think the story was very simple and it's easy to follow. I think the real issue here was it being connected to the previous franchise and it not fully breaking away. That is where it becomes a little bit weird and muddy. I will say this as well. The other Maximals were wasted. Cheetah, Rhino, they didn't even get no lines. They didn't say nothing. I think Cheetah may have said like 2 things. Rhino didn't say nothing. Wasted. They didn't even put Rat Trap in there. Come on, man. You can't have the Maximals and not have Rat Trap. Do better. Do better. But yeah, those are my thoughts. The film's gonna get a 6 out of 10 for me. Guys, let me know what you thought. Sound off in the comment. Please like the video. It helps the channel grow, gets more people engaged and involved. And like always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you at the next masquerade. Peace.